Okay, ladies and germs. All right, here we go. Water City, 7 o'clock, Monday night. Time for fun. Championship game between Team Morton and Team Hallman. Captain Mark Morton is going to skate with the puck into the backfield and size things up. He's going to pass that up to Teresa Wilkins. Pass goes past her, fielded by AJ Reese. Puck's in his skates. Teresa fights through, gets that, but that's picked up by Felix Rosberg, who's going to skate up. Mark Thomas is going to knock him off the puck, but he gets it back. Takes a shot, save, Loveless. Felix gets his own rebound, fires a backhanded shot. That's blocked by Mark Thomas. Felix gets it again, and he dishes that out to Captain Frank Hallman, who's passed to AJ Reese. He's a little bit behind him, but Reese has got some time. He's going to take a shot, blocked by Morton's skate. And they're going to fight for the puck, and Matt's going to come up with it. He's going to give that back to Mark Thomas. Fight for the puck, and he's just going to clear it. Wow. This game looks like it's going to be interesting.
It should be interesting, actually, Chris. If you look at the stats from the season, it's been a pretty interesting matchup. Is that place? Yep, it's still live. It's been a pretty interesting matchup between these two teams. The first time they matched up this season, Morton came out the victor. The second time, Frank pulled out a win, but he had to do it in a shootout. So it's been pretty much, I guess you could call it an epic battle between these two teams each time they've matched up.
Big turnover down low. Reese gets a shot off, stick saved by Ben Loveless. Loveless is in his junior season as a goaltender, and I believe Josh Santiago has 1 season of experience on him. Loveless has definitely stepped up his play by some to be a rogue level goalie now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the amount of time they've spent on the court and add that into their goalie experience, it adds up. You know, another interesting note.
Shot save. Josh Santiago.
Another interesting note about these two teams. Since the last time they met.
Nice move by Felix Rosberg. Room for a shot, saved by Loveless. That looked like it could be trouble, but he's still got a glove on it and throws that for the play down low.
Wow.
What were you saying?
I was going to say, since the first time they met this season, actually, since Frank Hallman lost to Mark Morton, then Hallman's team kind of went on a tear and pulled out 4 straight victories. One of those over Team Morton, although, as I mentioned earlier, it was in the shootout. Another one of those 4 victories in a shootout, and a third one against my team last week in overtime. So all of them have been a squeaker. The other one was a 1-goal game. And 2 of those last 4, if you can handle all these stats, 2 of those last 4 were Frank Hallman himself putting away the game-winning goal.
He definitely has a shot that we just saw. He fired on Ben Loveless. This game started out with 4-on-4 skating. Morton's roster was deeply bolstered just recently by Eric Kessler, who's fixing to skate behind the net, and it looks like Ebony just came in, so that's really going to be a big, huge help for Team Hallman. So we should have a 5-on-5 game.
5-on-5, and that's not surprising to see that from Team Hallman, but it is surprising to see that from Team Morton. He has a deeper roster than this.
Well, his team's also been hurt by injuries and business. Ashley Carty, one of their star defense persons, broke her leg playing against Team Hallman in the last time the two teams faced. And then Luke Spence, their leading scorer, is out on a business trip.
Oh, he is. That's big news.
Big save by Santiago. That rebound's going to come out. Matt's going to pick that up. He's going to look to pull up the boards around Morton. Smart blocks that, but Felix is giving chase. That comes out to Matt. Tries to get a shot off, and he's knocked off the puck. But he gets it back. Fires a backhanded shot. That doesn't go through. Felix gets it, fires it right into Loveless's chest. Mark Thomas is going to carry that out. Reese is down. Mark Thomas goes right around him. Goes around Frank Hallman, too. He's got Scott Trochet in the center pass, but that pass is uncollected. Reese gets that. We got a 2-on-2 the other way. His shot goes off Morton, but he still manages to keep a stick on that puck. Morton comes back with that.
So, you know, I have to interrupt the flow of this game here and talk about a fashion note. What is up with Reese and the green helmet?
I think it's in honor of St. Patrick's Day, which we just recently observed.
Are you responsible for that?
Yes. I was hoping it would come out with a more black-like green, but then I realized that there's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
Hallman carrying that puck awful deep. Shoots that into Morton's skates. Mark Morton, I think, leads the leagues in block shots. He's a goalie in Rogue, and he's played in Thunder Bay, and he definitely knows how to get in the way of people shooting.
You know, it's interesting. When I started playing, he was only known as a goalie, and he's really come out and shown himself as a strong defenseman, both in this league and he's played some in Rogue too, hasn't he?
Yes. Oh, shot. Felix Rosberg. He skates out, yeah. And neither one of his teams actually made the playoffs this season. Neither skating nor goalie.
But you're right about the shins. I mean, he collects more pucks in his shins than anybody I've seen out here.
That shot's a little bit of a flooper there, right into the feet of Josh Santiago, who's going to make that save. Lock that up. 17 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first period. Scoreless game, championship game. And the benches are still empty for Team Hallman. Do you think we're going to see some fatigue wearing down? Big save by Santiago.
I definitely see some fatigue. I mean, we saw it playing against Team Hallman last season, or last week, and they did have a sub. So I know one sub is not enough, clearly, but it's much, much better than having no subs out there.
Rosberg's coming back the other way. He has Reese on one side, and he's got Matt on the other. That centering pass goes wide, though. Hallman comes in to pick that up. He's going to cut, try and make a move around Eric Kessler. Doesn't make it.
You know, I see Eula Lino suiting up. Is it possible she's going to sub in for Frank?
I believe that is possible. She is wearing a dark sweater.
Is she on their roster, though?
No. They're missing Jeff Altavilla and Ebony Pendleton and me.
And you?
Yes.
So obviously for her to sub in like this, especially in a championship game, Morton must have approved it?
Yes, because he just got another skater who's coming over to the bench right now.
Morton did?
Yes, and here comes Felix Rosberg with the puck. He's got nice pat to Matt. He couldn't stop that, though. Well, he stopped it. He just couldn't get the shot off. So now Eric Kessler's going to come back the other way. Big shot. That's going to be blocked by Captain Frank. Reese did a nice job of tying his man up there. And a swing pass comes out. He's got a little bit of room, but Teresa lifts his stick. And puck's going to go in Morton's way. Shot knocked up and out of play.
So, Chris, tell me, have you been a captain in this league at all?
Never.
Never.
No.
So I can't ask you in your expert captain opinion. So I'll just ask you in your expert player opinion and goalie opinion. Would you ever let the other team pick up another player in the championship?
Yeah.
You would.
As long as it would all depend on the player, of course. I wouldn't let Chris Trujillo play for them in a Loch Ness game, but I would allow them enough skaters so that at most they had the same number of people as us. I wouldn't give them an eighth skater if we only had 7. But if they had 4 and we had 6, then I'd definitely give them 1, maybe 2.
All right.
You want the game to be fun.
Magnanimous. But it is the championship. I mean, I understand you want the game to be fun, but would you risk holding up the trophy at the end of the game?
Yeah, because I don't think that the victory, if we're not good enough to beat them with 5 or 6 or 7, then we didn't really deserve to win.
All right, there you have it. Not the expert coach's opinion there for Chris Horsley, but definitely a seasoned player's opinion.
Nice pass up to Captain Frank. He's going to throw that, I don't know to where. That shot up and out of play. He was looking for the top of the net, but he hit the wrong net. And Hallman's team is up to 6 players. We got 2 defensemen on the bench. Ebony Pendleton is out, and I think this is only the 4th game this season that she's made.
Really?
It'll be interesting to see how she does. She's been playing Rogue all season, but she hasn't made too many Loch Ness games.
Oh, so it's not like she's been taking the season off.
Right, she's just been prioritizing that, let's say. Certainly, if you're in a development league and you think that you're above that level of development, it's not quite as much fun as when you're getting that challenge out there every week. But skating with 6 is always a challenge, as we see. Woo! So let's tip that could have been a little bit dangerous, but Josh was ready. He had a stick down, so now he's going to take that puck with heavy pressure by Teresa Wilkins. He's going to take that and just dump it out for Yulalina. It's going to be knocked back in by Eric Kessler. Felix is going to go back to get that. He's going to have a little bit more room. Pass from that goes a little bit wide. Mark Thomas is back to get that. Cross ice pass. Kessler's got plenty of room. Chips that up to Scott. He's going to carry that right up inside boards. Wow, that's going to be a goal. Looks like it went off the underside of Santiago's leg and in the net.
Whoa, and a near wipeout there by Santiago. If the goal didn't shake his confidence, that should have.
It looks like number 66 is Kit Lovelace. Has he been skating with Morton all season?
I don't know.
That is the brother.
I don't think so.
Brother of goaltender Ben Lovelace.
Let me ask my sideline reporter, Amber Brandom.
Big save by Lovelace on that rebound.
Have you been seeing Kit Lovelace playing all season? Kit Lovelace, brother of Ben Lovelace. I think this is a shocker.
A rare playoff experience. Jumping out of the celebration cake is Kit Lovelace. Winning the face-off.
So is that a player you would allow to jump in for you?
Originally I wouldn't have, because Frank only had 4 skaters at the time that he came out to the court. They didn't. I don't know if they knew that Ebony was showing up or not, but I would wait to allow someone else to play until it was not going to obviously tilt the scales in the other team's favor.
But wouldn't you say Kit Lovelace tilts the scales?
Well, with the, I think that Yulalina is a pretty strong player, and as is Ebony Pendleton. Nice save by Josh. Catching that with the inside of his leg, that's going to be a bit of a stinger. And I think that the 5th and 6th player additions for either team balance out nicely.
All right.
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have allowed the first player to jump in. I think, if they're on your roster, that's one thing entirely, but I wouldn't let anybody jump in the championship. I don't care if you've got 2 guys out there. Declare me the winner, and then we'll play.
Spoken like a true champion.
Well, I think it is a fun league, and I've had a lot of great times playing here, but you work hard all season, and then to risk that by letting somebody who's not on the other team, I mean, it's not a true loss if you lose to a team that was built off of players not on the roster.
Well, and if it's not important enough to your team to show up to the game, then really, I guess they don't really want to win that badly.
Well, then, yeah. And then why should you win by picking up a bunch of subs?
That is an excellent point. That shot's going to go high. He looked like he had a lot of room above that blocker. Lovelace got that arm up pretty quick, though. Mark Thomas is going to take that shot. Blocker save. Rebound of Teresa. That's going to be steered wide. Reese taking a little bit too much time with that. That's going to come out from Mark Morton.
I'd say he put some English on that, but it's more likely he put some Irish on it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Find up the boards. Hallman's going to give that out to Lino. He's going to look for AJ. That pass is going to go right to Teresa. Come out into Felix's skates. He's going to control that. Give it back to Eula. She's going to dish that down. It's also going to be interesting to see how these 2 team styles balance out or conflict, because Morton's team is very much a set up and get handled and make things happen from the backfield, whereas Hallman is kind of a let's all kind of crash the net and go crazy. Slap shots from Mark Thomas.
And then you have that slap shot of Hallman's from the point.
Yeah, well, if you get enough players down low, that thing will bounce around like Pac-Man in a pinball game, and they get all sorts of crazy action that's hard to predict for a goaltender.
Yep.
Hallman pass out to Reese. Reese is going to collect that. He's going to skate up the boards. He's got plenty of room. Knocked down by Mark Thomas. His centering pass out to Felix is knocked off by Mark Morton. Eula's going to chase after that. He's going to beat Thomas to the puck. That's going to come down, and Mark Morton's going to collect that. He loves to curl back before he takes that pass, so he can get himself a little bit of room. Teresa's pass right on the take to Scott. He's going to make his way around Ebony. Gonna look for Teresa for the pass, but Ebony knocks him off the puck, and she takes that. Gives it to Felix Rosberg. He's going to use his speed to get around Eric Kessler. Tries to make a move around Morton. It's knocked into the corner. Kessler's pass comes out to Ebony. She gets that. She goes down. Squirts out to Felix, who's going to give that to Frank, who gives it back to Ebony. A lot of working back on the point now. Pass right into the slot. Morton gets a great deflection on that, right over the net. Eula's going to get it. She tried to center that. Play again broken up by Mark Morton. He's definitely had to step up his defensive game, and if there's any player on that team who can do that, it's definitely Mark Morton. Whoa!
How do you like that move?
That makes me crazy.
If you're a goalie, did you just toss your lunch on that play?
Yeah, well, the good thing is if anyone gets too close to the crease, it'll smell bad for the rest of the match. The shot went wide. That could have been a tying goal. Hallman's still down by 1 goal, 7 minutes and 20 seconds left. That centering pass isn't going to find anybody, except for Teresa Wilkins, who just chips it down in. Rosberg's going to skate that in. Around Scott. It's going to come out to Frank Hallman. Hallman's going to try and pass that back, but Scott Strochet's legs are in the way. Mark Morton gets it, chips it up the boards to the awaiting Kit Lovelace. Makes it past Felix Rosberg. Passes to Eric Kessler. Right back to Scott, who shoots just wide. Looking for the wraparound now. That's not going to happen. Passes it out to Eric Kessler down in the corner. That pass is going to come out to Matt, who can't get a stick on it. Just dies right there. So Frank Hallman's going to get that. Get set. Give it to Felix. Skate that up, pass it to Matt, who's got some room. Off his skates right into the awaiting arms of Mark Morton.
That sounds so sweet, doesn't it?
Yeah, much like the stingray on their shirts, they'll jump out of the boat and give you brain trauma to death. Unsuspecting.
I think you're a little twisted, Chris.
Unsuspecting manta rays. Nice shot by Pendleton. Stopped by Lovelace. 6 minutes to go. Are we going to take a break?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Better?
There's a face-off. Another face-off won by Kit Lovelace. Morton picking up Lovelace on the roster or not. He sure has looked good in the face-off circle this evening.
Yes, he had. And, you know, an interesting thing I'm looking forward to seeing here is if Team Hallman can amp up the frustration level here with Team Morton, because that's definitely something that helped them out in their playoff game last week, as they frustrated the other team so much they started taking matters into their own hands. Nice. So far, I don't see much to get the other team frustrated. How about you?
You know, it's looking like it's a wide open game. We're not seeing a lot of drive by either team. This is not appearing to me like a championship game.
It doesn't have the feel of a championship game.
Morton's team is dumping it almost every chance they get, which would make sense if Hallman's roster was still at 4 and they were at 6, but instead on a 6-on-6 game, I'm not really understanding that, especially when they have such a nice shot. Save. Lovelace. And Reese goes down. Into the boards. Hey, his helmet's the same color as Sparky's laces. Now that's her own teammate, so I guess they're not going to make much of a call on that.
I guess not. You know, and I've also seen some instances where I thought two people could have collided, you know, and one guy pulled up a little bit when I thought, you know, it's surprising to see that in a championship game. You'd think you'd be fighting so hard for the puck that the contact would be just incidental and you'd deal with that.
Although perhaps the referees talked to everybody before the game and explained to them that they were going to be calling a really tight game. That shot almost went in. Great save by Lovelace with the pad. Nobody was there for the rebound. And we're going to have a delayed call here on Team Hallman. It's going to be tripping on Reese, I'm thinking. Got Scott Trochet there with the on his breakout, but it was a 3-on-1. Sometimes those penalties are justified, sometimes they're not.
So are there actual clovers on that helmet?
No, they're flames.
They're flames. Green
flames
St. Patrick's Day flames.
Yeah, I hear that if you burn phosphorus, you get a green flame. So maybe he eats enough bananas.
Maybe. It's coming straight out of his skull.
Yeah, okay, good. Perhaps. I heard you pee out the excess, actually.
Oh,
So that might-
see, now I didn't need to know that.
Yeah. That shot's right off the post. That would have been a huge tally. We got 3 minutes left here. And that puck's out of play. Hallman's been done pretty well on the penalty kill all year, all season. I'm not exactly certain what Morton's penalty or power play ratio is, but Hallman's done a pretty good job of collapsing in front of the net and blocking most everything.
So you think they should have a good chance of withstanding this penalty kill that they're on?
If they can kill this without getting scored on, it's going to be really big for them because they want to go into this. They want to go into the half either tied or only down by a goal. If they're down by 2, then it's going to be a whole lot harder to gain momentum. Rosberg does a good job keeping his stick down and chips that out. A little bit of contact that you were talking about.
There's a little bit of fire. See, all we have to do is ask for it, and then we start seeing it.
I was going to ask for that shot would drive through everybody. Santiago stopped that. That was great. That was one of those wacky zany shots that you go in and you don't even know somebody shot it. It's silent. Hallman's going to try and go coast to coast. Gets around Mark Thomas, and he loses an edge, but he retains possession of the puck. Tries to pass with Felix, doesn't do it. More contact, and a backhanded pass to nobody. Eric Kessler's there. He's got that. He's going to chip it in. That's blocked by Ebony Pendleton. And nobody's going to be able to get to that except for Felix Rosberg, who throws it down out of danger. Minute 25 left. Looks like Reese's getting ready. So we got time for one more rush. Kessler passes back to Morton, and it's a full-strength game. Passes that down to Eric Kessler. His shot is blocked by Frank Hallman with a stick. He passes that out, but Morton gets it, fires a higher shot, bounces wide. Scochet's going to get that. He shoots. Big save by Josh Santiago. He throws that right back into play because I guess he wants something to happen. So now Felix Rosberg with the speed fires a shot, saved by Lovelace, but that puck looks like it might still be loose. Nope, he had it under his glove. Not loose at all. And with 30 seconds left, we're going to have a face-off down low. That would have been a huge goal. Huge.
Definitely would have. Well, you talked last week, Chris, about how important those goals are going right into halftime.
Yeah, you want momentum. That's the time to give it to your team. Or to suck it away from them.
Or to suck it away, yes.
Morton's going to just control that behind the net. Kill off those last 10 seconds. No pressure against him. And his pass for Eric Kessler goes wide. Teresa gets a shot, and that rebound comes right out into the slot, but fortunately for Team Hallman, everyone stopped skating. So, we're going to go into the half. Morton up 1-0. We'll see you for the halftime show, if there is one, in fact.
On.
Halftime show. Hey everybody, welcome to the halftime show. We're celebrating Mark Morton's birthday because he just had one, I'm thinking yesterday, could be today or a couple days ago. So his team's winning. What better birthday present than a championship at Water City? So this is looking really good for them. They're kind of controlling the play. Kind of not. It doesn't seem like they're that intent in carrying the puck really any further than the red line, but when they do, they're looking like they're really on top of their game. How's it looking out there to you, Anjanette?
I think it's a tight game so far, and I'm excited to see the energy amping up because I have to say the first 15 minutes were kind of dull out there.
Yeah, kind of boring.
Yep. So let's hope for a more exciting second half.
You got fans in the stands. We want to see some action.
All right.
Bring it. Second half. We'll see you there. Cut out. I can't hear anything.
All right, we're back here at the second half.
Second half. Another face-off where Kit Lovelace emerges the victor. That shot could have been huge. Josh knocked it wide. Kid couldn't get his stick on it. So now Frank Hallman's calling out for where he wants everybody to go. Pass up the boards to Eulalino. She's going to carry that out. She's got Matt open there on the other side. And kind of feeds that into the corner. Mark Thomas will get there first. kind of indecisive on what he wants to do, but then he's going to carry that out. He's going to use his speed and size to get past a forecheck, back check, side check. Teresa's knocked down. Frank's pass out is stopped by Thomas again. He's going to take a shot. That's going to be slung wide by the stick of Santiago. Pass out to Reese. He couldn't get that, so now Morton's going to get it. He fires a shot off Hallman, off the blocker of Santiago, and wide. Good positioning by Josh. That could have been dangerous.
Yes, I heard some groans through the crowd.
Another turnover down low and another big save by Santiago. Oh, Team Hallman's going to have to shake the cobwebs off the second half here because they're starting to look weak defensively. Bad turnovers and bad puck stopping by the defense. There's a face-off that's going to be won by Hallman. Oh, I thought he was going to take that all the way. But he didn't. And that puck's left there again. Frank's going to get that. He's going to pass that up to Eula, who's got some room. And she's got 3 Morton defenders to get past now, so she's going to hold that up the boards. And looks like fight with Teresa. That puck shoots out to Scott Storchet, and he's going to chase that up the boards. Centering pass. Reese is there. Dishes that up to Eula.
Nice poise by AJ Reese, taking the time there.
Yes. Big save by Loveless, sending that over into the corner. Big save on a big shot. Eula goes into the boards with Mark Morton, giving him the birthday bruised rib. She goes down. Matt gets that, throws it at the net. That rebound was right out the side. Nobody was there for that. Kessler gets it, shoots it into Teresa. Fight for the puck. That shoots out. Eula's going to chase that. Just throw it right down the boards.
Taking everybody out, man.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more physicality this period. That's true. Morton's going to quarterback this play. Pass that over to Eric Kessler. They're going to take their time waltzing in. He throws that into the corner. Scott's going to come get it, pressured by Reese. Fight for that. He comes out, centering pass to Teresa. She wasn't able to get the shot. Now Matt gets it. Corner. Chips that out to Teresa, who passes that to Mark Morton. And they set up again.
I think we're seeing some interesting one-on-one battles here, especially Eula Lino and Teresa Wilkins, but I'm still not seeing the speed I expect to see out here.
No, I don't know what's going on.
But it's very, very slow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only one really turning on the speed has been Ebony Pendleton, and she's not on the court at the moment.
No. It'll be interesting to see if Felix Rosberg is able to speed the game up a little bit. He's definitely one of the more speedy players on Hallman's roster.
Absolutely. I mean, a Rogue River player, he definitely is not outskated in that league, and he should be turning it on a little more in this.
Back checking, and he got a turnover on Mark Morton. Passes that to Matt, who's all alone. Matt can't get the shot off. So Morton's going to maintain possession of that puck. Pass that up to Teresa. Rosberg's there again. Sends her back the other way. She will pass that out. Chipped out of the zone. Deep into Hallman. Gonna ring that around the boards to Felix. We'll pass that out to Pendleton. Pendleton will skate that in. Catching Team Morton on a change. Her shot's looks like knocked wide by Kessler, but she does get a shot off. Loveless knocks that wide with his blocker. Now Eric Kessler's going to be happy to just chip it out of the zone. The defense a chance to get settled. Let Hallman try and set things up again. He's got Felix Rosberg. He's going to make a move again around Eric Kessler. That's going to be knocked down by Mark Thomas. Something that starts with a T.
Isn't he one of the guys from the Tim the Toolman show?
Well, I think Zachary Taylor Thomas is one of the kids. And he was my favorite, which would lend credence to my confusion.
That would. That definitely would.
Speech impediment.
You're all starry-eyed.
Yeah. So Morton's going to pass that around on the defensive zone. And then they're going to chip it up the boards. Puck is going to go right against the side of the net. Scott's got Kid Loveless all alone. Got a little bit of pressure. Hallman knocks him off. We got a 3-on-2 going the other way. Hallman's taking his time. Oh, and that goes in off the glove of Ben Loveless. Loveless reaching across his body to try and glove that one instead of making a blocker save. And it's going to be a tie game, 17 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Yep, and that is why Frank Hallman is in the championship, folks. That shot goes in so many times for him. We mentioned earlier that he is personally responsible for their last 2 victories, scoring both of the last 2 game-winning goals, one in a shootout and one in overtime. Now, that overtime goal was a breakaway, but I think he had, at least one slapshot goal in that game?
He had 2-ish.
2-ish. Yes, there is the controversial 3rd goal in that game, but we'll settle it at 2-ish.
Yeah, that second goal. There was another goal that was tipped in by Blue Pants Matt. Bring it out. Their forwards and. It's going to go all the way to length of the ice. Passed up by Santiago. Ebony's going to pass that out to Matt. And if Matt can score, he gives that to Felix Rosberg. No assist for Josh Santiago. Oh, and Reese gets a post off of a glove by Loveless. That was almost a go-ahead goal for Team Hallman. Breakout pass goes wide. And Ebony Pendleton's going to send that up to Felix Rosberg. That would have been Reese's first goal of the season and a huge goal at that. But
you're kidding, his first goal of the season? Come on, AJ. Step it up.
There comes Felix. He makes a move around Kessler. His shot goes wide. That goal shot a huge burst of life into Team Hallman. You got to skip in their step, a bounce in their gait. They look like they're wanting to win this game.
Absolutely, and I'm starting to hear people screaming from the bench, which is excellent.
That's the best. That's the first place you look for life in this game.
Yep. And
blocks that pass.
And we're hearing too from our sideline reporter Amber Brandon that starting to see a little more speed out here, and I agree.
Yeah, the game is definitely picking up. This is what we pay our money for. So.
Yes, and it's about time. 15 minutes left in the second half here.
You know, when you don't serve beer and you have hockey, you better have a darn good product. And we're starting to see some delivery. Another high shot to the blocker side on Loveless. Looks like Hallman seems to have found what they believe to be Ben's weakness this evening.
And what would that be?
A high blocker shot. That's the 5th in the row that we've seen them shooting. Every single shot keeps going to that same place.
High blocker shot. Now, usually the book on him is shoot 5-hole, right?
Yeah, he's done a much better job this season of blocking that. Nice kick pass by Eula out to Matt, and that shot is again blocked by Mark Morton. But Eula gets the rebound. Love save, Loveless.
Crashing the net, Eula Lino.
Way to not give up on that play. You see a lot of good stuff happen. That's one of Eula's strengths as a player, and she doesn't really give up that often.
Nope, and Morton was about to regret letting them pick up Eula.
Yeah, if you let somebody play like that and they get a goal or two, you feel like a big, giant, tobacco-spitting cupcake.
Oh, I'll never be able to eat tobacco again.
Well, that's good. I hear it's bad for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's going to be Mark Thomas to Mark Morton. Morton's going to use some speed to get around Matt. And Frank Hallman. He's going to carry that in. Santiago's down. That shot goes off the low post. And another one off the side of the net. Scott's going to get that. Goes for a centering pass out to Teresa. Broken up by Hallman. It was actually passing that to Morton. Teresa's going to chase that into the corner. He's got Eula up the boards, but he's going to hold on to it for a little while and give it to Hallman. Hallman's going to take his time with that. Make a move around Scott. Carry it in. Fake the slap shot.
Oh, the fake slap shot.
And he's going to leave it behind for himself. Molino's knocked down by Thomas in front of the net. That pass for Ebony was just out of her reach. That's going to come out to Reese. Does a good job of pulling that out of the frying pan. He's going to take that. He's got some room. He's got some bodies to pass to, so he passes that out to Scott. Has a little bit of trouble with that. Hallman's going to try and scrape him off on the boards and come out with a puck, which he does. Nice move evading his man there. And same move works again. He's going to take that and skate around the back of the net. Pass to Reese off the back of his skate. They're just going to come back and get that. Pass off Teresa, almost off the side of our scorekeeper's head. That's a good way to get your shots lowered. Once the scorekeeper can't see that far because they're bleeding out of the temple, you're not really going to get very good shots for either team. How's it going up there?
It's going just fine.
Good.
Still kind of hoping to see a little more fire here, but glad to see what I am. 1-1 game. That's exciting on its own, right?
That's what they say. Unless you're Gary Bettman, in which case you want it to be 64-62. Like
right. That is true.
Felix is going to have that. He's got Ebony, who's going to pass it to. She's going to pass that down to Matt. He's all alone. Loose coverage by Morton is encouraging some passing here by Team Hallman, which sometimes they're really great with, sometimes they're not. That comes right out into the slot to Felix Rosberg. Loveless makes a save again. Loveless is looking really strong down low tonight. Looking strong up top, too.
Oh, I don't think he appreciated that second shot there. What do you think?
No, he did not. They were having some words, but it looks like friendly pats all around.
Friendly pats following an evil eye, though, I'd say.
That's going to be frozen. You know, the goaltenders who skate out and then get into the nets, they are more prone to give the stink eye and the stick to the ankles.
Oh, really?
I've noticed that. Big Dave went from skating out into the nets, and he got shot by Hallman, blocked by Thomas. Teresa's going to get that.
Yeah, Big Dave is known for creatively using his stick when he's in the net.
And Kyle Denning, I understand, used to skate out and then stepped into the net.
I do sense a trend. So why do you suppose that is, Chris?
I'm not certain, because I think you feel unprotected. Rosberg's going to make some moves past to Matt, and he can't stop it. Can't collect it. Can't catch it.
So rather than having some sympathy for your fellow man, you might be less sensitive or more sensitive because you understand exactly all the tricks that they plan to be playing.
That's right. There's 2 saves by Santiago. Well, and you lack the freedom to throw the occasional elbow to the head. 2-on-1 coming the other way. Team Hallman, he's got Matt on the other side. He passes to him. Matt can't get that shot off. Loveless was down and had that net covered, though, so he would have had to have a pretty good shot. Big pass out the other way. Home run pass to Mark Thomas. Thomas can't get that because he's stopped by Felix. So now Hallman's pass to Matt goes just past his stick. Morton gets it. Looks up the boards. He sees Rosberg. He goes to make a move. Rosberg gets it. Throws that wide. That's going to bounce out to Matt. Mark Thomas is there. Eric Kessler feeds him the puck. He's got Teresa all alone. Bouncing puck out to her. Hallman runs her over incidentally. That goes down to Mark Morton. Yeah, you can't throw elbows or anything when the ref's not looking if you're a goalie. A little bit of tripping, but...
So you don't have a serious way to vent your frustration like you might in the game.
That's true.
Aha.
I mean, you can say bad words and stuff and whatnot, but really it doesn't really benefit anyone.
So I'm starting to really get the picture that the inside the mind of a goalie is a very scary place to be.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. I've never seen the inside.
No, you haven't?
No. Save by Santiago knocks that back. Teresa's right there for that puck. She's going to center that out to Mark Thomas, who's got all day, but that pass is knocked out by Thomas. Reese is going to chase that up. Knocked off by Mark Thomas. Thomas is playing an excellent defensive game this evening.
He is. I mean, I thought actually Reese was going to beat him there because Reese definitely had the body position on it, but Thomas didn't give up.
Pass out to nobody. Matt'll get that. He'll skate that up. And if you take big shot. And another nice off the rebound, but those aren't going in. They're unable to find the back of the net. He's got Ebony, but instead elects to shoot past to Felix down low. Felix's pass is stopped by Morton. He's going to chase that. Reese is all alone calling for the puck on the far corner. He gets it. Gets a shot off through traffic. Loveless stops it.
So, you know, if I didn't know better, Chris, I wouldn't think that we had 8 minutes left to go in a tie game in the championship.
I agree.
This is for all the marbles, and I just don't really feel that.
On an interesting side note, Hallman's bench is down to 5. Lino's out of the game for some reason. Maybe she got the stink eye too.
Maybe so. Maybe Morton retracted his goodwill.
Well, after almost scoring on that one shot, Pendleton blocks that shot, almost gets to walk away with that, but Morton gets it. Reese passes that out. Pendleton, Morton's going to pass that to Kessler. He's pretty dangerous with the puck. Takes a shot, and that bounces wide. Big save by Santiago there. Centering pass out to Thomas. Off a body. Pendleton's right there on him. Chase to Morton. Pass over to Mark Thomas all alone. Passes out in front of him.
That was a sweet play. He could have had that, I thought.
Yeah,
He'd been calling for it for a while, so it wasn't a surprise that he was going to get that puck, and all he had to do was reach a little bit.
maybe he's starting to get tired. You're also only seeing 5 people on the bench of Team Morton.
So they both shortened their benches all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know. That shot's going to go right into the glove of goaltender Josh Santiago.
All right, and we'll be back right after this.
Timeout.
Timeout here.
Timeout by the refs.
So
Time on.
not an official player timeout. It's also something we haven't seen here tonight.
A little extra stoppage of plays by the referee. Matt throws that in. Lovelace is going to hold on for the face-off. No, I keep going back to this rope-a-dope theory, and it looks to me like everybody's waiting for the last minute to be the hero and score the game goal.
Everybody on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, the rope-a-dope theory is one guy's supposed to be really taking a beating right now, and it's not the case.
Yeah.
Maybe they're both trying and just not succeeding here. Right out in front again.
Way to stick with the puck there, Scott. He almost got that shot. Frank blocked that from the ground. He almost got a shot off.
So we're trying to get Eula Lena to go on camera here and explain why she suddenly and mysteriously left this game.
It appears that one of Morton's people disappeared and she didn't feel right being an extra skater for Team Hallman, so she stepped off the ice.
Really? Okay, now one of his players disappeared.
Yeah, wormhole or Bermuda Triangle or something. We're not certain the exact reason. Perhaps a broken skate or
How do you
sickness.
disappear in the championship?
I don't know. How do you not show up for the championship?
I don't know.
I would quit my job if it interfered with me being here.
I bet. Or, I would say if I were the captain that his kneecap had better be on the side of his leg
Yeah.
if he's not playing. I mean, don't you agree, Chris
I
Horsley,
agree, and
who
I
has
will-
the kneecap injury?
I will write them a note that says, "Oh, the player that's missing is Kit Lovelace.
Kit Lovelace, the controversial player in the first place.
Shot by Teresa off Santiago off the post, and looks like Hallman once again is finally going to get the puck out of their zone. Ebony's going to come around Thomas, pass that down. Thomas is going to get that with a little bit of chase from Felix. Chips that out to Eric Kessler. Yeah, perhaps somebody said he couldn't play. Maybe he was just coming to test out his new skates or something. I don't know exactly.
In the championship.
Yeah.
This is bizarre. We have too many mysteries to solve.
And not enough time.
And
We need
not
another
enough
half
time.
hour. Or the CSI guys. That's a bad turnover there. Everybody was surprised to see that. Felix had the whole net and he shot it right into Ben. That looked like a bad turnover by a misfeed. A little miscommunication between Lovelace and Morton.
Wow.
Or Lovelace and Kessler, sorry. They have those matching jerseys.
They're twins.
I wouldn't be good coaching or calling a real professional hockey game where everybody has these same jerseys because they all would look the same. Rothberg wins that to Hallman. Slap shot right into Morton's skates. He's having a little bit of trouble getting going.
Yeah, it looked like he stumbled a bit. Maybe that shot was pretty tough to take.
Or maybe he bent a frame or something. Yeah, he's still shaking that foot.
Maybe he bent a foot.
Dangerous bounce off of Santiago. But it bounced into safety. That's going to be knocked onto Teresa's stick. That was a great knock the puck off their stick onto your team's stick.
Now I think people are starting to recognize the clock is winding down. I'm seeing some real anxious play here.
Yeah, they're definitely starting to step our games up.
I can feel it.
That could have been a goal. I don't know how, but it bounced off of Lovelace's stick, it looked like, and deflected. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the game. 1-1 tie. Hallman versus Morton. Hallman in his rookie season as a captain. Morton hasn't won since, I think, season before last.
So I think it was that near miss by Ben Lovelace that did it. I think that's the turning point here that kind of got everybody really excited to play all of a
Felix
sudden.
is on his horse. We got a 2-on-1 going the other way. He takes the shot into Lovelace, who gloves it. Good job to maintain control of that puck. You had Matt right there looking for a rebound.
Yep, Ben Lovelace definitely giving us footage for the highlight reel tonight.
And how. Face off won by Matt. Kessler's there. Shoots past Reeds on the boards. Felix knocks that puck down. We got 3 people on Teresa and only 1 person down low. Hallman wants to win this game, it looks like. That's their strategy. Win the game.
Well, you know, we talked earlier about how Hallman tends to win these games by 1 goal and often pushes it into extra minutes. So that could... Oh! And just as I say that, Mark Morton comes in.
8 saves. Minute 20 left in the game.
Mark Morton putting one away. Well, I would have said, you know, Mark Morton definitely had the edge coming into this game. They won clearly outright, the only matchup between these two teams, or the only one that didn't end up in overtime. And Hallman has just had to squeeze these two out here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as a former member of one of these teams, how do you feel about that?
What? I'm still on the roster.
Come on, they boot you out. Have you looked at your knee lately?
No, I try and avoid that. Well, Hallman, I think Hallman started kind of strong and then definitely fell off the pace. Whereas every game I seem to have seen, and this is again, you know, I'm on a lot of drugs right now. It seems like Morton wins their games by a fairly decent margin. They have such strength and such depth that it'll be interesting to see if Hallman can once again pull another game out into extra minutes. If they're going to do it, this would be the game to do it in.
And this would be their time to shine. Absolutely. I mean, not to be overlooked, they have won the last 4 games coming into this game, so they're definitely on a streak.
Last time they played Mark Morton's team, they were down by a goal with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Morton scored. They pulled their goalie, and Frank Hallman scored on a slap shot, tying the game, and they won in a shootout.
Well, then it's very, very pertinent to this game. They've got a minute 20 left.
So are we going to see a repeat of the first game or a repeat of the last one?
And that is the question, the $60,000 question.
He's going to get that. Knocked into the boards there by Scott, who tries to settle that out. It's blocked by Ebony.
Interestingly enough, Frank Hallman on the bench.
They're probably wanting to save him until they pull Josh, which they're going to need to get strong control of their puck for that to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not agreeing with that call at all. There was only 1 minute and 20 on the clock. I mean, he could have skated that full shift.
Yeah, but Josh is out of the net. Face off down low, 39 seconds left.
And now here comes Frank Hallman. I don't know. Is 39 seconds enough? I mean,
it's more than
according
enough.
to you,
According to me,
it's 9 seconds too many, right?
There's time for 2 goals.
Frank Hallman, the man who likes to put it away for his team. We'll see.
Set at the point. That's going to be hurting. Big black and blue for Mark Thomas, but he came up big on it. That puck's going to go down. It's on edge. Nice job knocking that wide by Rosberg. If we were looking for a rope-a-dope and an exciting game, then this is going to be the time for it. Pass up to Matt. He's covered tightly by Morton. He gives that to Felix. Knocked down by his shoulder, and it looks like that's going to be 2 for Morton.
Wow, with 5 seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining, 5.8 seconds, which again is enough time to get 2 goals.
Well, we had to wait for it, but we definitely have an exciting game.
That's right. I think the excitement's probably going to be over. Hallman is
Okay,
leaving
so we
Josh out of the
definitely
net.
had an exciting game.
So we need to have a face-off, win, shot, goal twice. That's not going to happen. So it looks like Team Morton is going to win, and that's the game. I'm going to go shake hands with these people because I'm cool like that.
So now you're going to pretend like you're on the team?
Yep.
All right.
Time for Amber with the post-game.
All right, so you're seeing the victory handshakes. Team Morton definitely congratulating themselves, pleased with this one. They did it tonight with a very short bench. So Team Morton defeating Team Hallman in the end by just a hair, but just enough. Team Hallman pulled their goalie in the end, but that was not enough. I think interesting choice to leave Hallman on the bench. Perhaps we can get him to explain that in a post-game interview. But for now, we're signing off, and hopefully we'll be back.
There we go. I can hear us now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We're here with Captain Frank Hallman in his rookie first and last only season. This was his swan song out there. Frank, how was being a captain?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm way too competitive for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know it. I mean, yeah, it was fun. I mean, being made a captain when the teams came out, not knowing that I'm going to be a captain, and having such a wonderful team with some major losses, Well, we made it to the final, and I never thought about that. I mean, I hoped to be in the upper division. Never made it. And the great game last week against Joey's team. So here we are. My last season as a captain. Next year, I'm going to be a goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
We're gonna miss you in Loch Ness.
Yeah. Well, I'll play Loch Ness, I guess. It's goalie.
Good.
Yeah, I will. And your team, maybe.
Sweet.
And see here is Anjanette. The last time she's here, they're going to move, are they? Yeah, they moved, so we won't have any more games.
And you're going to lose Felix Rosberg, who's moving to Germany?
Yeah, he's coming back to Germany middle of the next season, so he's just going to play a couple of games. But it was fun. It was great. It was absolutely great playing with you guys.
I'm glad it was a rewarding experience for you, Frank.
We had fun, hadn't we?
Lots of fun.
And
Nothing
Joey
but
and
fun.
Jeanette, I hope you watch this someday. Thanks for coming out here and doing all these broadcasts. It was great.
Okay.
Great memory.
Captain Frank Hallman, always a pleasure. And we'll see you in the deleted scenes.